How well does a cheap electric cooler actually work? I bought an electric cooler so I could keep cold drinks in the back of my truck without constantly dealing with ice. As a test, I grabbed a Bluetooth thermometer, vacuum sealed it, stuck it in a water bottle, and loaded the cooler with cold drinks from the fridge. And then I set the whole thing outside in the Missouri sun, plugged into my battery station, and let it suffer for the day. I ran the test for almost 9 hours, with temps hitting 85 degrees. And honestly, it did better than I expected. The cooler held the temp the entire time and only used about 20% of the battery. Means for a normal camping weekend or a long stay, keeping already cold drinks is basically no problem. But that raised the next question. What happens if the drinks are warm? So for the second test, I let a bottle with a thermometer heat up in my garage, then loaded it into the cooler with 12 other warm bottles. Once again, I stuck everything outside in 90 plus degree heat and let it run. I had to call this test early because storms were moving in. It's not magic. If you throw a bunch of hot drinks in there, they're not going to instantly cool. But it can recover from a restock, even on a hot day. Now for the real question. Is this actually a worthwhile upgrade from a regular ice chest? To find out, I put the electric cooler head to head against a $40 ice chest I've had for years. Same basic setup, cold drinks from the fridge, a water bottle with a thermometer in the middle, and both coolers sitting outside. The ice chest also got 10 pounds of ice. The electric cooler got plugged into my battery station, and I added solar just to see if I could keep it running indefinitely. The ice chest did exactly what ice chests do best. It dropped the drink temp fast, getting down to around 34 degrees, and it held it there for about 20 hours. But then the ice started losing the fight. Once the sun came up the next morning, the temps started creeping up. The electric cooler was slower to pull the drinks down to temp, but once it got there, it just held steady. Ran through the night, through the next day, and by the time I ended the test in the afternoon, the battery was already full. So, with solar, this setup could basically run indefinitely as long as it gets sun every couple days. That brings us to the big question. Is a $150 electric cooler better than a $40 ice chest and 10 pounds of ice? For a boat day? Absolutely not. Ice chest is just cheaper, faster, simpler, and honestly just makes more sense. But for multi-day camping, overlanding, road trips, basically anywhere you have battery power, that's where the electric cooler starts to shine. It doesn't replace an ice chest for everything, but for the trips I take, it makes a lot more sense than I expected. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.